The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our Bracket Madness contest. We're giving away $5,000 in prizes. Free to enter. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No, me, no, the voice of the guys, me, really about Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. All right. We've got a number of games going on right now. 9-game slate that just happened. Atlanta is just dog walking the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, of course. You've got Denver down to Memphis as 12.5-point favorites. Remember how we've talked about Denver laying a bunch of points and not being as serious with teams? That has come into play. Other than that, it has been a good night of the NBA, aka the National Blowout Association. 120-99 Boston over Golden State, 121-92 OKC over Brooklyn, 147-111 in a rare favorite cover by Minnesota over Utah. Even the New Orleans Pelicans beat the Clippers 124-109, and Chicago got ran out by 30, 139-109. A lot of blowouts in the association tonight. Lonte here to break down the Thursday slate with me. Lonte, what's going on?
Yeah, doing good, bro. Ready to rock and roll. Let's get to it.
Yeah, just crazy. I mean, National Blowout Association. It's just a bunch of blowouts across the board here. Uh, Tweez is in the chat talking about LeBron dunking over the Rockets here. Just a lot going on the slate. Just a lot. The Lakers are up on the Rockets on the second leg of a deja vu set that they're playing here. Just a nice little interesting note for that. All right, Lante, we don't get into it. Let's talk about the games in the slate. But first, I got to remind everybody about our Madness contest. We're teaming up with SGPN to give away $5,000 in prizes. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket to enter. And we also have our Survivor contest, which is $25,000. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor to get into that Survivor contest for a chance to win $25,000. And also, if you're new to Splash Sports, use promo code SGPN50 and get up to $50 in bonus pick'em entries. All right. Let's see here. Next game up, first game up on the slate. I'm saying next game. First game up on the docket, we have the Orlando Magic on the road going to play the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets laying 227.5 is the total in this one. Lonte injury report. And we have for the Orlando Magic, Jonathan Isaac and Anthony Black both out. We know Franz Wagner's out. And Salon is out for the Charlotte Hornets. That's the only thing on the injury report there. So let's see here. Lonte, what do you want to do here? First game on the slate, Charlotte versus Orlando.
Yeah, this is a tough game. Charlotte only 3.5 games back of that division, and Orlando, they were hot early, and well, they were hot for a couple of weeks, and then they ran into Atlanta, and then they lost another one a couple of days ago. So they're in a little bit of a funk, 2-game losing streak, and Charlotte had been in a funk on that West Coast trip, but they kind of course corrected with a big win over Miami at home. These teams faced off, I think, 3 times already. Charlotte winning the last 2. Both of those games, the Hornets were like really dominant on both ends of the floor. I think they held Orlando to under 100 points in both of those games, and that's kind of when Charlotte was at their peak, like going up, and Orlando was dealing with some of those injury concerns. So um, I want to take the dog here, but I just don't have a ton of conviction. Instead, I'll just go under. I just think that both of these teams defensively will be able to handle one another. I think the pace will be there. Orlando wants to play in the half court. Charlotte doesn't mind running, but they probably would prefer a little bit of a slower game. And I think the Orlando Magic defense has been kind of the underrated hero during their win streak. So, well, obviously it's ended now, but you know what I mean. During their past win streak, so I'm gonna go under. If I had to, I would go with the dog.
Yeah, so I think really what a lot of it is for me, and it's the ball movement that Charlotte has on the offensive end, and I just think that that's going to mess with the Orlando Magic. I think they'll be a little bit slow getting over, especially if that pace starts to pick up. Uh, both of these two teams can play slow, but both of these two teams can really run and get up and down the court and make this a track meet kind of a game. And I just think Charlotte, when they get in a half court with how they're able to move the ball offensively, I I'm concerned. I am very, very concerned about if the Orlando Magic defense is going to be able to keep up with an offense like that, especially if they're not scoring and it's just the Paolo Banchero show. So I'm gonna go with the home favorite. Give me the Charlotte Hornets, laying a short number, two possessions, be able to get it done here against the Orlando Magic, and just keep making things more and more interesting in not only in the Eastern Conference, but also in that division. So I like Charlotte to be able to get it done here. They've been playing great ball. I think they keep it rolling. 227 and a half. Any thoughts on the total?
I think the Hornets games at home have been going under. I don't think Orlando's defense has been given enough credit during that win streak that they had. Both of these games did go under. The last two games did go under. And like I said, Orlando struggled to score, and I think here both teams will kind of struggle to get to 110. So
All right. Let's see. Next game up. Pistons. I'm not really sold one way or another on the total. I'm not gonna lie. Pistons on the road going to play the Washington Wizards. Pistons laying 15 and a half. 231 and a half is the total in that one. Injury report, and we have Cade Cunningham out with the back injury that he left in that last game that they just played, this second game of the deja vu set. Isaiah Stewart is out as well. Wendell Moore Jr. out. For the Wizards, Leaky Black is out. Trey Young is out. Anthony Sarr, and I keep saying Anthony Sarr, Jesus Christ. Alex Sarr is questionable, and Bilal Koulibaly is questionable as well. Well, so we did just see this. The Pistons did get the cover. They lost by 13. I mean, not the Pistons. The Wizards did get the cover. They lost by 13. The Pistons put up 130 points, however. Jalen Duren had the game that I said he was going to have because, Bam went out and had some 80 something points and they didn't play any interior defense on him. And so Jalen Duren went out there 36 and 12. He's probably going to have something similar to that again with Cade Cunningham. Probably not, well, definitely not playing in this game. And he only played 5 minutes in the last game. So technically they didn't get the cover here. So deja vu principles, you're supposed to go back and take the Pistons here to get the cover the second time out. Lonte, what do you like?
hopefully, you would lay the chalk in this spot. But the Pistons, if you look at their recent form, they haven't been covering numbers. I mean, their schedule has been weak over the last like week and a half, and they haven't been able to cover. And now with K being out, I'm a little bit more worried. I know the Wizards will be able to score here. I don't think they have an answer, obviously, for Duran as we saw in the last game. But I like the over a little bit more. I know Cade's out, and he obviously commands a lot of attention, and he's the catalyst for that offense. But I think with the ball spread out a little bit more, that the offense will be a little bit more opened up for some of these other guys to kind of get some opportunity to score. And I mean, obviously, everybody can score on a Wizard. So over would be my better bet. I would hold my nose and take the Wizards though. I just don't like the form that the Pistons have been in.
Yeah, I'm sticking with deja vu principles here. The Wizards did get the cover last time. I was wrong. We got the dog. And you know what? That's what I was supposed to do. Deja vu principles say you take the dog in the first game. They get the cover. The favorite gets all pissed off the second game. They go out there, they have a great game, and they completely annihilate this team the second time around. That's my bad for not realizing that this was the first half of a deja vu set. I should have forced myself to take the Wizards last time, but it's okay. I'm not making that mistake again here. Lonte, I am all over the Detroit Pistons here. There was multiple times, even when Cade went out in that game, that the Pistons opened up a huge lead on this Wizards team, and now it just chipped away. Ball kind of bounced one way or another. They ended up not getting the cover, but they were close. I think they go out, and this is the 20-point win here by the Pistons. So I'm not gonna falter. I'm gonna take the Pistons again, lay the big number, chalky play for me, but I like them to be able to get it done. 230.5. What do you like?
Yeah, I like over. I think both these teams will be able to score. Wizards shouldn't have an issue scoring. They haven't had really issue scoring on anybody, so I'm going over.
I will take under. Deja vu principles. First game went over. Go back in the under. Defense more of a Wizards team. Total under. I think if the Pistons do anything better this time around, they don't let the Wizards score 117 points unnecessarily. It's probably closer to like 103, 102, something like that here this game. All right. Let's see. Next game up. We've got the. Let's talk about your Lakers. They're playing right now, but the Lakers are on the road going to play the Miami Heat. Lakers are. I'm sorry, I have this written down wrong up here, but the Lakers are catching 1.5 here in this game. 234.5 is the total. Injury report. Well, I can't give you anything for the Lakers because they're currently playing right this second. But for the Miami Heat, it looks like not Aaron Wiggins. I'm just saying everybody's wrong name today. Andrew Wiggins out. Bam Adebayo, Bamonte, question. Oh, probable. He's probable. Looks like he's gonna go. And Amiakes Jr. is questionable. So, I mean, the line tells me what I'm going to be doing. The Heat are laying 1.5 in this game. But, Lonte, what interests you here? Lakers going to be on the second leg of a back-to-back after playing Houston.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for the Lakers. Now, albeit they've been kind of immune to those spots as of lately, and being covered in 1-9 of their last 10. So they've been playing really well. I've actually been wrong about them for like 3 games in a row, and it's looking like I'm probably gonna be wrong again tonight for taking Houston. But I mean, this is a bad spot for them. The Heat have been off. They have been off a couple of days. This the Houston, regardless of the outcome, Houston's a physical team. Kind of beat up on the Lakers. The way LeBron has been playing in that first half, I don't know if he'll be able to play again in this one. I think they play them again. Like it's like a baseball series. So I think they play them again in Miami. They'll have a day off and then they'll play them again. I think on a Saturday or something. But yeah, I'm going to take Miami here. I don't love it because I do like some of the things that I've been seeing with the Lakers, specifically on defense. Now, that is still TBD because it's a pretty simple game plan when you're guarding Houston, but I'd love to see that a little bit more consistently. Marcus Smart has been good, but I want to see it more consistently before I completely buy in. So I'm going to take Miami on a good spot.
Lakers are up 12.5, by the way, on the Rockets. Um, yeah, Lonte, this is just your fan bias, and I get it. I mean, I have fan bias towards the New York Knicks, and I think that the New York Knicks aren't going to do anything, relevant at any given time. But Miami's laying points here. In fact, Miami was laying 2.5. It's at 1.5 in some spots. It's still at 2.5 in some other spots. Like I could, yeah, it's definitely. I think it's actually more 2.5. So like, you just don't buy into Miami in these situations. And this Lakers team has been hot. They've been one of the more hot teams. I think they're 9-1 in their last 10 games. They are beating playoff teams. They are beating non-playoff teams. They're just kind of handling business and getting it done. And at the end of the day, when they get into the clutch, they have Luka Doncic, who is really, really good in the clutch and handling and able to play, get them wins, won a couple of games in this stretch for them. I think that it's going to be a lot of that where this Miami team, they're going to have this competitive back and forth game, probably a lot of points because Miami can give up the ball defensively. And Luka's going to bail them out in the fourth quarter again and be able to help them get a win if the Lakers haven't already pulled away a little bit in this one. So, uh, I'm not sold on this Heat team. I think the Heat had that moment where Bam scored all those points, and they have slowly started a decline since then. They played a closer game against the Milwaukee Bucks. They end up losing to division rivals in Orlando and Charlotte outright. And so I just don't know if they're going to be able to put it together here. This is normally when the Heat put it together, they put it together in a spot where nobody likes them in, and they're catching a whole bunch of points. The game after this, they are going on the road to Houston. That could be a spot where I'd be like, oh, okay, that's a prototypical Miami get up game. But right here against the Lakers, laying points in a short game, I'm just not so certain. So I'm gonna keep going with what I always do. Heat are favorites, we fade them. Give me the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, there is some chance the Lakers sit people. JT Mack is asking if there's any chance
Yeah,
the Lakers sit people. There's definitely a chance, and if that happens, then of course that would change, the handicap. But
I mean,
um,
honestly, if they sit LeBron, it might be better for the Lakers, to be honest. But he's playing out of his mind right now. He's been
yeah,
playing well during the stretch as well, so I give him credit. But I don't even think the line will move if he's out, which I expect him to be out because I think they played him again.
it
Um,
would have to be a Luca or Austin Reeves that is out. That would make me consider not taking the Lakers. That's what it would take for me personally.
that's fair.
All right, totals at up to 240.5 now.
Yeah, I can see it, but I kind of disagree. I don't think the Lakers are going to have a ton. Like I said, the score is what it is right now. And they played. I mean, they won. The score said they won rather easily, but the last 5 minutes of that game was brutal. Neither team could score. Defense is kind of wearing each other out. I think the same. Although the Heat's defense is nowhere near what Houston's is, I just think that 2 day that 2 day set in Houston, and now you're going to Miami again. Like they're not as physical, but they're a different pace, a different change of pace. So I think that'll kind of alter what the Lakers want to do. So I'm going under.
All right. Before we get to the next game of the slate, got to talk to the people about Kalshi. Hey, you can go trade on Kalshi, legal in all 50 states. So make sure you go because they are supported. You can, hey, trade your favorite sports. And also, Kalshi is giving away $1 billion to the perfect bracket. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Official rules apply. All you got to do is go to Kalshi.com/billion-dollar-bracket for more information. That is billion-dollar-bracket for more information at Kalshi.com. Hey, and also new Kalshi customers get $20 when they use that promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi promo code SGPN. We are also brought to you by Underdog, picking higher or lower your favorite players' fantasy stats. Make sure you go check it out on Underdog Fantasy and tap into that. We also can give you a new offer that Underdog has for new customers. Play $5, get $50 in bonus funds when you use that sign up code NBASGPN. That's just play $5, get $50 in bonus funds when you use that sign up code NBASGPN. All right, next game up. Phoenix Suns on the road going to play the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs laying 9.5. 226.5 is the total. And the injury report here we have for the Phoenix Suns. Well, Dylan Brooks is still out with the hand injury and he suffered. We know Mark Williams is also out. I almost said Mo Williams with my just spacing out and saying the wrong names today. Royce O'Neal questionable, and we also have Grayson Allen, who is also questionable, both with knee injuries. Spurs clean injury report. All right, so the line indicates that the Spurs are going to open up a can of whoop ass on the Phoenix Suns here. Do you think the same, Lonte?
Not really. I think they'll win, but I think the Suns can hang tough here. I mean, 9.5 is a lot of points. They've lost three straight, but they've been competitive. I mean, they led in the fourth quarter against Boston. They were in a bad spot against Minnesota. I think we could all see that coming, even without Ant on the floor. And they still hung tough in that game. They kind of let go of the rope at the end, but I think they can hang in there. They have two big men who can kind of. I mean, I don't want to say stop, but they can, you know, be a little bit of a resistance to Victor. They can knock down threes, which is what you have to do against the Spurs, especially with Victor in the middle. I think they can do that. I think Booker will have a good game. So I'm really liking the Suns in this game. I think the Spurs will win, but I think it'll be like a one or two possession game. Double digits to a Suns team who's 21-13 ATS on the road. Obviously, one of the best records, ATS records on the year. Like they're still feisty regardless of who they got on the floor. So I'm gonna take the Suns plus the 9.5, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are in this with a chance to win it late.
Okay. So I think one of the things that is the issue for me in this game is I did see how Phoenix kind of squandered that game. No Ant with Minnesota. I was on Phoenix in that game. I thought that they would be able to get it done. They kind of underperformed my expectations, especially against the Minnesota Timberwolves team that I'm not high on, uh, and what they're able to do there. Booker's been playing out of his mind. So like, if you just chop him up for his points, cool. But like, Dylan Brooks was really like a necessary piece here in this team. His scoring contribution that he's been able to give defensively on that side of the ball, he's been able to give. And I think that the Mark Williams injury just hasn't been talked enough about the size that they're giving up. And, yeah, it's cool playing Iguodala, but what happens when he doesn't play? Like you're at a deficit in the game and you're trying to get Malawach and some other guys going. You're trying to get Highsmith out there to get some minutes, but like it's just not the same. And so I think the Spurs team is really good. I've said it throughout the entire season. It feels like I have my three teams in the West: OKC, San Antonio, and Denver. Those are my three. I feel like they're head and shoulders above everybody else in the West. My fear is that yes, it can be competitive for three quarters, but this could be the same thing where you get to the fourth quarter and the Spurs just get the running, they get the playing defensively, and it's just really hard for a Suns team who was already struggling to score just overall. It's just going to be really hard for them to defend, and I don't think that they're going to be able to defend it for 4 quarters straight. So at some point, the San Antonio Spurs have like one good quarter that probably ensures them a cover here. So I'm gonna take the Spurs, and I'm gonna lay the chalk. I'm gonna lay the 9.5. I think the Spurs actually look good in this spot, and it's not really more indicative of the Suns, but just more of how good I think that this Spurs team is right now. What do you like on the total 226?
Yeah, I like over. I mean, I think the Suns are going to have to knock down some threes. The Spurs offense has been really good as of late. I do think the Spurs have some advantages as well on the offensive end, especially when they run their smaller lineup without Victor or Cornette on the floor. Like when they go completely small, I think that's advantageous to them against the Suns. But I think both teams will score. I think in order for if I think Phoenix is going to stay in the game, they're going to have to knock down, quite a few threes. So I'm gonna go over.
All right. Let's see here. Next game up, we have. Let's talk about the Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers on the road going to play Chicago Bulls. Cavs laying 13.5. 238.5 is total. This line has ballooned because the Bulls got thrashed. Pause. Injury report, and we have for this Cavaliers team, it looks like Jared Allen is still out. Craig Porter Jr. is still out. Tyrese Proctor is still out. And for the Bulls, Coral's out, Ivy's out, Simon's out. Yeah. Well, I mean, some teams can respond to a 30-point loss positively. Others maybe not so much. This was also at home. Ultimately, I just don't think that one. I think Evan Mobley's going to have a game. I think that it's going to be rather easy in the pick and roll. I don't think that the Bulls offer any type of resistance there defensively at all. And so it'll be very easy for Harden and Mobley to be able to go out and pick them apart, have this good game. Donovan Mitchell, I'm sure, is going to be fine. This Cavs team can roll over in some spots. Definitely can. Last game in particularly. That's just a bad Bucks team. But like, and I would expected a better effort with them coming off of the loss to Dallas, which they also fumbled that. But that was second game of deja vu set. So like it happens. I think this is one of those games that Cleveland just kind of feels themselves and says, we know this Bulls team. We understand they can't guard us. We're just going to go out there and put up a whole bunch of points, and it's going to be on the Bulls if the Bulls can keep up. And I just don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with what I expect Cleveland to do, which is near 130. So, man, I feel like I've had a really chalk day personally, but one Cleveland lane 13 and a half.
Yeah, if you're telling me that Giddy's in, I'm all over Chicago. I think they're live to win this. I mean, Cleveland is just like they haven't been. I think they're 3-7 ATS. And if I like read you this, like they played Dallas, Milwaukee. Oh, they played Dallas, Milwaukee, Dallas again, Orlando, which they lost to, Philadelphia, Boston, which they lost to, Detroit, and Brooklyn. Like that's not a who's who of schedule, and they still can't cover those games. So now they're on the road. I know that Chicago, got throttled tonight. I thought it was a bad matchup. Actually, I think me and Scott really liked that game. And man, it's not a favorable matchup because of the size, but I think they could easily sneak in the back door. They can keep it close. I think the past two games have been close. I think they won 3 of the last 5 matchups against these guys. So yeah, I like the Bulls. As long as if you tell me Giddy's in, I love the Bulls. If he's out, I'm out.
Okay. Um, and we'll see. Giddy played tonight, so they could sit him out. But like Giddy played tonight, they still lost by 30. So like it's just a lack of talent, if you ask me. It's not a lack of talent that can't be it's a lack of talent that can't be consistent, and they're completely and totally like very much undersized. I can't get behind. I gotta be with Scott in this one. We gotta fade these bad teams, and the Chicago Bulls are a very bad team right now. And they're also at this point, they're so far out of it for the play-in that I'm just like, oh, they're never gonna pick this up and try again. This is just it. This is who we know the Chicago Bulls to be for the rest of the season. 238 and a half, I'll take over. But more particularly Cleveland teams at over. I'm sure you're on the over.
Yeah, I like over as well.
All right. Milwaukee is on the road going to play my Utah Jazz. Jazz are catching 3.5. 299 and a half is the total. Oh, Milwaukee, what is 12 games under 500? Really? By the way, just so people know, I think they were expecting another drop here. But breaking news, the Milwaukee Bucks have said it would be mutually beneficial for both parties to shut Giannis down for the rest of the season. And Giannis said, nah, I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm good. We only play basketball for X amount of months a year. I might as well keep playing. So Giannis is playing. At least I think. I mean, it's weird things have happened in the NBA, but you can expect to see a Giannis appearance out here. Let me see. Let me check the injury report. So he's officially ruled out, but not shut down for the season. So no Giannis in this one. Kyle Kuzma is a probable. Miles Turner is questionable, and Kevin Porter Jr. is questionable. Keontae George is out. Lloyd Markkinen is out. Yeah. Well, first of all, let's do this. Yeah, I mean, mm, I will say this. Since Keontae George, when was the last game Keontae George played? Was it that Warriors game that they won? That would really no, he played in oh yeah, so he got hurt in the next game. That's what it was. Okay, so played the next game. Nonetheless, to say that this team sucks without Keontae George. And it's really, really hard to take them. It's hard to take this Bucks team as well, but like I could at least sell myself on some type of mindset of the Bucks having and being like, oh, all this Giannis talk again. They're making it seem like we scrubs, yada yada yada. We about to still go out there and compete. Like I could see the Bucks going out there and still competing still, but like the Jazz are done without Keontae George. Done. I mean, they were done before, but like they're really like I don't see enough. I don't see enough. And it's a really small line. I think they want you to normally take. They want me to take Utah because I know it's Utah at home, and I know it's Utah as a dog at home. But like, it's different when you don't have one of Keontae George or Laurie Marketing. So, ew. Oh, it's up to 5.5. No way, I'm laying 5.5. Never mind. All right, I'm back on Utah. Give me Utah. I might have did 3.5, but like 5.5. That just sounds disgusting. Give me Utah.
Yeah, my raw number on the game is Utah minus like 1.3. So I can't see the Bucks being favored here. I don't get it. Unless they know something that we don't. I'm taking Jazz and over.
Uh, I I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks were just figure it out, but I can't lay 5.5. I just can't. I also don't know. This is a horrible game. This is a bad total game bowl game. Don't bet this. 229.5. Honestly, I don't trust either team to consistently put the ball in the basket. I guess maybe I'll take over, but like I don't feel good about it.
I would just go over two bad teams. I think Utah can score a little bit at home.
All right. Let's see. What's the chat talking about? Y'all talking about yeah, shout out my guy Jay. That Jay's my guy. I like Jay. That's my guy. Shout out to my guy Jay. Shout out all those guys. Ski, Wham, Wham Bam, all those guys. Jay Money, all them. I like all those guys. Those are my guys. Where we at? Philly on the road going to play the Sacramento Kings. 76ers laying 3.5 on the road. 232.5 is the total. Another disgusting game that is technically not a toilet bowl game because Philly is 5 games above 500. But like, while Maxey and company and all that stuff is out, they're not really the best of teams. Embiid, Maxey, Janai Brome, Kelly Oubre all out. Nick Clifford is a questionable with the hamstring injury. And then you got Malik Monk, who is also questionable with an ankle injury. Devin Carter's out. Keegan Murray's out. Make some sense of this for me, Lonte.
Can't, but I love the dog in this spot. I think Sacramento, while they're doing the right thing. I mean, actually they're not doing the right thing because they won 3 of 5, but they're playing hard. I think a lot of that has to do with Russell Westbrook and his kind of mindset and mentality, and I think that's kind of bled over to the rest of the team. Now they don't have a ton of guys. They don't have a ton of depth. Obviously, not trying to win, but they've covered 4 or 5. They covered 6 of the last 10. If you want to go back even further, like I just feel like they're a harder playing team. They're at home. 76ers a little bit more to play for, but again, I mean, I think this can be a 1 or 2 point game, or even a Sacramento win. So I like Sacramento. They've covered these numbers against better teams. I mean, they beat the Clippers. They were right there against Charlotte. Blew it. They were up like 20 against Charlotte. Blew that game. I watched that game. Um, and then they got blitzed by the Spurs, who we just talked about. I mean, no shame in that. So I like the Kings to get it done. I think they win the game outright.
All right. Mm, yeah, I think I'm with you on the Kings, man. It's just so Philly has lost by double digits in 4 of their last 5 road games. It's hard to believe that this team kind of just has that mental toughness to kind of handle things and figure things out on the road. Now, if I were to actually play this, would I? Yeah, yeah, take the points. I just don't. I don't trust Philly, and even if they do find out and get a win, it's probably something a little bit closer. DeMar DeRozan's been playing out of his mind recently and kind of turning back the clock, and so if you tell me DeRozan had one of those big games and everything just kind of broke right between two teams that are riddled by injury right now, um, yeah, I'm on the Kings, but you know me as a Kings hater. It's hard to say that, but I think the Kings plus the points is the right move here. 232 and a half.
I think bad teams and points go hand in hand together.
I could see it, especially if DeRozan has a game. I think if anything else I would put on this game, if I had to bet on the game, I would probably just put on DeRozan in this one. It just says hopefully he just keeps it hot. All right. Before we get to the lock and dog, gotta talk to the people about Novig. Make sure you go check out Novig right now, America's #1 sports prediction market. You know you're getting the best prices on the market with a Novig. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 when you use our promo code SGPN. Tap in on the action. You know you're getting the best prices on the market yet again with Novig, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, your official data tool for dominating the madness of college hoops. Rhythm generates brackets for you to use in any contest. And last year, a Rhythm user went 25-2 in his bracket thanks to Rhythm's models. So use that promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use that promo code SGPN25. We're also brought to you by Merch Madness, 15% off everything in our merch store. Make sure you use that promo code MARCH for the merch store. And to get to that merch store, that is sg.pn/store. All right, let's see. Lock and dog time. Lonte, what do you want to do?
For the lock, let's go under 224 and a half in Orlando and Charlotte. For the dog, plus 186 Utah Jazz.
All right. Rapid fire there, Lonte. Uh, for my lock. Do I go back to back with Detroit and say I get it this time? I do feel good about Detroit this time. I will go Cavs team total over 126 and a half. I do think they get to 130 though. Bulls defense is pretty bad. Just give me the Cavs laying the number. I'll take the Cavs. I'll lay the big number, laying 13 and a half. I think that this is the get up game that they've been looking for. This is the blowout game the Cavs need, kind of get their hopes up. Bulls on the second leg of a back to back. If anybody sits additionally, it's not going to be any better for the Bulls. I think they're just playing horrible basketball right now, and it gets to a point where they're not trying. And the size is a big issue. So I'll take Cleveland laying 13 and a half. Dog will be Mm, ugh, maybe ill will. And you probably could get a better line on it depending on how this Lakers game ends, but it's plus 133. It'll have to be close enough for right now. Really a little yapper of a dog. Uh Lakers on the money line over the Miami Heat. I just think they're going to continue to play good ball and get it done. And Miami's just really struggling, trying to figure things out right now. And plus, it's a bad spot with Miami laying points at home here. I think the Lakers figure it out. So I'll take the Lakers as a dog. I think they get it done. 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've been good. Underdog, what do we like?
What's available is probably the better question.
Let's see. We've got Charlotte and Orlando.
Mhm.
available to us. I don't have anything for Wizards, Pistons. Of course, I don't have anything for Lakers, Miami. Uh, we got some options here for Suns and Spurs. Nothing for Cleveland, Chicago. They just played. Nothing for Milwaukee, Utah. What's this? Philly, Sacramento's got some options too. DeRozan, I would 20 and a half. I would take the higher 20 and a half on DeRozan.
Yeah, I'm with that.
He's been good.
Yeah, I'm
Grimes,
also.
22 and a half is interesting.
Yeah, I like that too.
Oh, you want to do the Grimes?
Yeah, I love that. Yep.
All right. Grimes, 22 and a half. Throw that in there too.
Yeah, I like Lamelo assists as well.
Who?
Lamelo assists.
Mello.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
All right, Lonte. Take your word for it. 6.5. Let's go higher.
Let's
That's
do it.
it. LaMelo Ball higher 6.5 assists. DeMar DeRozan higher 20 and a half points. And Quentin Grimes higher 22 and a half points. Crazy Grimes points is higher than DeRozan's. 6.4x. $100 gets $640 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Lonte, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
That's about it, man. Everybody have a good night.
All right. Yeah, the Nuggets did lose to the Grizzlies. That's crazy.
Wow.
Shout out Ty Jerome. 21, 9 and 9.
Solid.
Uh, all right. He's at XX Lonte XX on X. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA, YouTube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast, and give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcast, Apple or Spotify. We will be back here tomorrow night to break down the Friday slate. And with that, that's it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna end it like this.